What's going on, boys? No Guys here. Welcome back to the Weekly Tactics update. As usual, we're going to be carrying on this series. I've not disappeared anywhere. I just have some PC problems, so I'm playing a bit of catch up. But I am here for the Weekly Tactics. So, as usual, the 4-2-3-1 still the best. Now, people have been telling me just recently, by the way, there's a massive glitch right now in regards to playing against PC opponents. Make sure you turn your crossplay off. And while I go through this, you can just pause this video and just copy and paste these instructions. But while I just select through these, you can pause them and I'll explain them in a second. Make sure you turn the crossplay off. Don't play against PC players. There's so many hackers right now. That is why the market was never introduced into the console market, because in case there's a hacker like this. And as you know, sometimes the game is forcing you to play against these god tier AI opponents. So just do bear that in mind. Now, the 4-2-3-1, it remains the same. Nothing has changed. The same one I put on Footbin, and as I said to you, won't change. It is the most effective. Now, people have been saying to me, look, hey Neil, look, why is your lamb and ram unbalanced when it wasn't comeback and defense? Now, I just want to mention this. If you've been playing this your entire life, and let's say, for example, you're used to lamb and a ram on comeback and defense, just put them both on comeback and defense. I don't do it because what I do is my 4-2-3-1, I use it to start the formation with. And I use it to play the game. Now, I don't want these guys to always come back. But let's say if I'm losing 1 or 2-0, I might use the 4-2-3-1 as a conservative approach when I start the game. But let's say I want to close the game out. I can always just put comeback and defense on all three of these players. So do you see why the 4-2-3-1, not only is it formation to start the game with, you can also use it ultra defensive. So yes, I do start with a defensive slot, ultra defensive slot. I use it inside the game. If I want to close the game out, I just put everyone on comeback and defense. Simple as that. But the tactics remain the exact same. They are perfect, work every single time, never ever failed in any single patch. Same tactics you've probably seen from day one, with a few minor changes here and there. If you do want to get better at FIFA 23, I do have a FIFA School Series, but just before you skip ahead, what if I told you if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money? I can say that because I've been running my paid advanced in-depth FIFA School Series successfully for many years, and thousands of others have joined already and still stay on. This is for all levels of those that want to improve on FIFA, and you won't find these videos on my YouTube channel. These videos are a progressive systematic learning system that teaches you everything from the core mechanics of FIFA to the meta, so you can get better at FIFA as a whole, not just this game, with examples and explanations that go beyond the scope of YouTube videos. With new videos coming out every single week, these videos also adjust to recent updates and patches so you can stay up to date. So come join thousands of others in a mature audience community for those looking to get better. Patreon.com/NeilGuides, link is down below in the description. Now when you join, we already have a library of hundreds of videos that are specifically made for both new gen and old gen, with new videos in FIFA 23 getting added every single week. We also have an additional group coaching as well that we started this year due to high demand and high request. And don't forget guys, it's a money back guarantee, so if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money. That is the Neil Guides guarantee. Anyway, link is down below in the description, patreon.com/NeilGuides. But anyway, back to the video. Then we go over to the 5-2-1-2. Now, as I said last week or the week before, continuing forwards, we want to introduce new tactics to give you guys new variations. I included an updated 5-2-1-2 here. It saves me creating a separate video for this, to be honest. And a couple of things I want to mention. With the width, now, for the width, I'd recommend even going to 25. Now, this is very, very important. The reason why is, look, this formation, it's quite wide defensively, especially with that back line. The biggest thing with this formation is the gap between your center mids and your back five. There's a great gap there. That is why a 3-5-2 would be structurally more sound, more defensive compared to this formation. What we want to do basically is we just want to narrow the width so these players, especially this middle block, is just closer together. It stops you getting broken through in between the center backs and pushes you to become narrow. Don't forget, you still are going to defend in a 5-2-1-2. There's nothing funky with this formation. It's not like my 3-5-2. But just remember, you want to be as narrow as possible. Very, very important. So I actually would recommend going 25. And you can settle at 35. Depth, we've gone higher. Now, this is something I want to mention. You don't want to go depth too low on this. This is one mistake I see. People use the low depth because they think, oh, look, this line is so big. The gap between the CDMs and the back line. Let me just reduce the depth. Well, that's actually making it worse. It's better to be higher up the pitch. That way you can react with your center mids. And if you can't, then your back line is there as a safety net. You don't want to be stuck, because if you don't forget, people always think, low depth means that you're more defensive. Well, not necessarily, because if your depth, let's just say we put this depth as an example, you can see here, we're going to put this just to 1 as an example, okay? Just imagine your back line, for example, being here and your midfield being here. If they beat your midfield line over there, then they got a straight shot on goal before you could even react, before it's humanly possible. So you don't want to go too far. I think you're better off going with the more attacking depth, and also that way when you're off the ball, you can at least apply pressure. Don't forget, with these ultra attacking or super formations, I will call, especially with this one, the left back and right back going forward in their own lanes, you are restricted to a very narrow system regardless. You can't have your left in the mid, right in the mid go wide. So you're better off just changing to a formation. If you come up against a 4-4-2, you can always change that formation. Fast build up play, direct passing. Again, the left back and right back, they go in their own lane. I've always mentioned this in the 5-2-1-2. They speed forward. Fast build up play means as soon as you win the ball back, bam, they're going to run forward. No, don't ask any questions. They're going to get back and forward very, very quickly. And then we do have direct passing for the final third, and just a pretty balanced width. Now, as I said to you, when you're attacking, you're going to be attacking like this, and then you're going to have the front like this. You're going to be attacking basically in 5 attack line with a cam. Now, think of this like the same thing as a 3-5-2, except for the left back and right back, they're unmarked. I think it's probably one of the better formations this year. It's a bit of a niche formation, but once you know how this formation works, it could truly be one of the top 3 formations inside the game if you know how to utilize it to your potential. And of course, don't forget, naturally, when you don't have these players there, you're going to be probably done on the wing. So we're going to explain how we counter that. So the back line, what we've done is we put stay back at all the 3 backs, okay? Now, if you're playing a default, let's say 4-4-2 or whatever you're playing, you might have, for example, only 2 CDMs. Where do you get the extra winger from? So what I do is I actually just put one of my wingers. So let's say you start in a 4-4-2 for chemistry. Put one of your wingers as left back. I put Tamori, or ideally a high attacking defensive work rate player for cover on that side. And then I put the back, and then I put Mendy, who's normally my left back, and then my right back is Calabria. So that is how I introduce it into. You don't need to create a specific formation or specific players just to do this. You can just literally put a wing, offload him to a left wing back position, or just sub someone like Bale on. That's also another alternative as well. But those are the instructions. Left back, right back, join the attack and overlap for both the left back and right back, just so they surge automatically and they go forward. They're pretty much self-explanatory. CDMs, step back while attacking and stay back while attacking. Now, what you can do is you can put cover wing on both of these players, and they do cover for the wide areas. Now, this one I would say, from experience, I would say now I would always recommend cover center, just as a bit of a general rule of thumb. But from experience, I found that some people actually prefer cover wing. I don't know why. Maybe because people are weaker on the wing. And this just means that if that player is not there, or let's say, for example, somehow you move these 2 players out of position, then Gini Wijnaldum will kind of go into that position to cover for it. I always say cover the central area first, then ask questions. I'd rather have my opponent down the wing and offloaded than in behind with a driven pass in a 1v1 situation. That's just my take. People have been asking me because they've seen some pro player custom tactics with cover wing on it. But I would personally just say cover center. So it's up to you, but I would recommend cover center. As I said, defend the central areas first, ask questions later. Stay back, extend edge for both of them. Cam, stay forward, balanced, and both strikers on stay central and stay forward. Pretty much self-explanatory, a pretty simple formation. And that is one that I'd use. Then we have the 4-3-2-1. This is the exact same tactic, so I'm not going to explain this again. This is Ethan's tactics. Ethan, the pro player, the European champion, of course, his pro tactics. And we just, as I said, we've added long ball and added a few minor things here and there to adjust it for our play style. And again, I'm just going to go through this. Don't forget this one. It defends in a 4-4-2. So what happens is here, the left wing, or in this case, Ribery, the left forward, ends up going there. Neymar goes right mid. Vieira goes there. And Wijnaldum goes there. So it defends in a 4-4-2 with Griezmann and Rodrigo up front, and then it attacks in a 4-3-2-1. So literally just copy and paste these. So strikers stay central. Right strikers stay central, getting behind. Right mid, which is the player that's going to be playing as a right centre mid, should I say. When attacking defensively, this player is a right mid. We have cover wing because you want to tell the game, I want you to defend as a right mid when you're on the defensive phase. That's what cover wing means. We have them on balance. Do not leave this player on stay back while attack. One center mid, cover center, stay back while attacking. Send edge of the box for cross. The other one, unbalanced, stay back while attacking and cover center. And the left forward, Ribery, on comeback and defense. So you're just saying to the game, Ribery, when you're defending, I want you to be a left mid. And you're saying to the game, Neymar, when you're defending, I want you to cover the wing as a right mid. And that's how you defend in the 4-4-2. Pretty much self-explanatory. Then the backs, right back, stay back, overlap. Both centre backs on balanced or stay back. Left back on balanced, overlap. This is, of course, the left back that would go forward. You can sub on someone like Bale here, or some of those Team of the Year players like Hakimi that actually feature very well in this position here, in that left back position. One thing people are saying as well, there's a glitch, and I am aware it's kind of been the same glitch. They fixed it here and there, but it's always been broken. Sometimes you might find these two players swapping around. There isn't really a fix there. What you can try to do is, in the defensive shape or the attacking shape, try to swap these players around. Or the second thing is, you can put this player on stay back, and you can put this player on get forward. At least that way you can have some kind of control and try to fix it. It is a known error and a known glitch. From my understanding, there's no fix for it. I think it depends on certain players and certain work rates. But if you have like a high or medium high here, it shouldn't really happen. I think it's a certain combination of work rates, and that is why the game fails. I've been doing some experimentation, no fix that I found so far. So until I find a fix, if someone found one, let me know down below in the description. It will be very much appreciated. 4-4-2, again, this is just a formation to come back with if we are losing. You can always activate team press or change to constant pressure. But as I said to you now, you know what I do a lot of the time? I play my games on Sunday, so I go straight to the 4-4-2. And that is why I kept it balanced. We used to have the 4-2-4 here, don't forget. And you can still do that. But as I said, sometimes I just want to start the game and start on the front foot. You will know what I'm talking about. If you've been playing foot champs recently, everyone's just been leaving. They go down 1-0, 2-0, they leave. No one's really playing try hard. Team of the year is gone. No one's really grinding for that fodder anymore. Sometimes I like to start on a front foot. If they want to leave, I try to push he or she out of the game. And that is what a lot of people are doing. You're seeing a lot of the pros do that. And of course, 4-4-2 naturally is one of the best formations inside the game. These are the tactics, pretty much the same as before. And then I'm going to go through the instructions. Just feel free to pause this. And just want to say one thing finally as well. Don't forget the new format of the tactics we're going to be doing, adding 2 new tactics in the middle. And then we may add some of these start sample setups with the 5-2-1-2. But I thought, you know what? I'm not played a 5-2-1-2 for a bit. I kind of gave it a go for a game or so. And to be honest, with the Team of the Year players in the market being pretty cheap, you haven't got an excuse. You know, when the game came out, I knew there was gold players that you never really had, you know, a player that could play there. But now you can get players like Bale, that SBC, which was gone now, but it was such a cheap card. There's so many cards that are cheap. You've got no excuse. You can't say now you've only got 80 stamina for a left back. Because now you can get like even a Calabria, you can buy him for like 30k. Absolute steal. And that is a tactics. As usual, if you want to get better at FIFA, don't forget you can join my Patreon series, patreon.com/NeilGuys. Link is over here, or you can click here to get better. And that is my team over there. We're just gone with a 5-star, 5-star. Don't forget my Patreon series, patreon.com/NeilGuys. Just click over here if you want to join. Don't get better after 1 month. I'll refund your money. As of course, the Neil Guys guarantee. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. And of course, I'll catch you next time. Peace out.